Stop trying to make your child's life easier. I know, it sounds harsh, maybe even counterintuitive. You love them. You want to protect them from the cold Chicago winters, the mean kids on the playground in Brooklyn, and the crushing weight of a failed test in a high-pressure Los Angeles school district. But here is the shocking truth. By clearing every obstacle out of their path, you aren't helping them. You are actually making them weaker. You are snowplowing the road instead of preparing the driver. Did you know that in countries like the Netherlands or Iceland, children are often ranked as the happiest and most resilient in the world? They aren't coddled. They bike to school in the rain. They are allowed to play in adventure playgrounds with real hammers and saws. They are given the gift of struggle, and the data shows it. They have significantly lower rates of anxiety and depression compared to children in the United States. Today, we are going to dive deep into the science of resilience. I'm going to show you exactly how to stop being a fixer and start being a builder. We're talking about a proven, science-backed framework to raise a kid who can handle, well, anything. We are currently facing what psychologists call a fragility epidemic. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, nearly 1 in 3 adolescents will experience an anxiety disorder. Why? Because we've replaced real-world experience with digital safety and parental overprotection. About 75% of parents admit to overparenting in some capacity, but only 10% realize that this behavior leads directly to a lack of self-efficacy. That's the psychological term for, "I can do this." Let's look at a common situation. Imagine you're at a park in the middle of Manhattan. Your 6-year-old is trying to climb a jungle gym. They get halfway up, their foot slips slightly, and they start to whimper. Most parents instinctively rush in. They grab the child, pull them down, and say, "It's okay, honey. It's too high. Let's go play on the swings." What did that child just learn? They learned that when things get hard, they should quit, and that they aren't capable of handling a little bit of height. Now, consider a second scenario. Your teenager stays up late in their room in Chicago, playing video games, and forgets to study for a chemistry final. They fail. You see the grade and immediately call the teacher. You argue that the test was too hard or that your child was stressed. You demand a retake. Result? You've just taught your teenager that they are not responsible for their actions. You've robbed them of the most important lesson in life, the natural consequence. If you see yourself in these stories, don't worry. You aren't alone. Millions of well-meaning parents do this every single day. But here is why it backfires. When we intervene too early, we prevent the resilience muscle from growing. Just like a physical muscle needs resistance to grow stronger, the human psyche needs micro-stressors to develop. Without them, we create adults who are easily overwhelmed, who lack problem-solving skills, and who struggle with deep-seated insecurity. A study from the University of Mary Washington found that helicopter parenting is linked to higher levels of depression and decreased satisfaction in life among college students. We are literally loving our kids into a state of helplessness. So why is this so critical right now? We are in the golden window of brain development. Between the ages of 2 and 22, the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for logic, planning, and emotional regulation, is under construction. If we don't allow kids to practice managing stress during this window, the biological wiring for resilience never fully forms. Think of it like an immune system. If a child is raised in a perfectly sterile environment, the moment they step outside and encounter a single germ, they get deathly ill. Their immune system doesn't know how to fight. Resilience is the immune system for the soul. But there is a better way. It's called the preparation protocol. This isn't just a theory. It's a lifestyle change that has been used by elite educators and psychologists for decades. It's based on the work of Dr. Carol Dweck at Stanford and her research on the growth mindset. The goal isn't to make your child happy in the short term. It's to make them capable in the long term. The preparation protocol has 3 core principles. First, praise the process, not the person. Second, validation, not solution. And third, radical responsibility. Let's break those down. Most parents say, "You're so smart," when a kid gets an A. That sounds good, right? Wrong. It's a fixed mindset trap. If they are smart because they got an A, what are they when they get a C? They must be stupid. Instead, the protocol says, "I saw how hard you studied for that test. Your effort really paid off." This focuses on something they can control, their work ethic. In high-performing cultures, like the tech hubs of the Silicon Valley or the Stoic communities in the rural Midwest, they value grit over giftedness. A 20-year longitudinal study from Harvard found that the single best predictor of adult success wasn't IQ, it was self-regulation. The ability to stay calm when things go wrong. Group A in the study, who were protected from failure, showed a 40% higher rate of job hopping and credit card debt in their 30s. Group B, who were encouraged to solve their own problems, showed higher earnings and more stable relationships. Let me show you how this looks in the real world. Situation 1. Your toddler drops their ice cream in a park in San Francisco. The protocol response: "Oh man, that's so disappointing. It's hard to lose your treat. What do you think we should do?" This allows the child to feel the sadness, validate it, and then move toward a solution. They might suggest sharing yours, or they might just learn that sometimes ice cream falls and the world doesn't end. Situation 2. Your 10-year-old is cut from the varsity soccer team. Now, I want to give you a concrete 4-week plan to implement this. This is the Resilience Boot Camp. Week 1. The silent observation. This week, your only goal is to stop. Stop the rescue before it happens. When you see your child struggling to open a jar or struggling to find their shoes, count to 10 in your head. Do nothing. Most parents jump in within 2 seconds. By waiting 10 seconds, you are giving their brain a chance to engage. You might feel uncomfortable. You might see them get frustrated. That's okay. Frustration is the sound of a brain growing. Your mantra for this week: this is a learning moment, not a crisis. Week 2. The emotional mirror. Now we add the next layer. When your child is upset, don't try to fix the mood. Use the formula, "I see you're feeling because." Week 3. The consultant phase. This week, you stop providing answers. You become a consultant. Whenever they have a problem, a conflict with a friend, a hard homework assignment, ask, "What are your options?" Week 4. Radical responsibility. This is the hardest week. You must let the natural consequences happen. If your middle schooler forgets their lunch on the kitchen counter in Chicago, Do not drive it to the school. Let them be hungry for one afternoon. I know, it feels like bad parenting, but it's actually the most loving thing you can do. One afternoon of hunger will teach them more about responsibility than 10 years of you nagging them to check your bag. They will never forget their lunch again. Let's talk about integration. Throughout the day, look for these micro-trials. Remember the big picture. We aren't trying to raise happy children. We are trying to raise resilient adults. Happiness is a fleeting emotion that comes and goes, but resilience is a character trait that lasts a lifetime. Research from the American Psychological Association shows that kids who are allowed to experience manageable stress are significantly more likely to succeed in the workplace. They are the ones who get promoted because they don't crumble when a project goes south. They are the ones who have healthy marriages because they know how to handle conflict without running away. Start today. Pick one small thing. Maybe you let them pick out their own clothes, even if the colors clash. Maybe you let them walk into the grocery store to buy the milk while you watch from the car. Give them a victory that they earned themselves. In a few months, you won't recognize the confident, capable person they are becoming. If you found this helpful, share it with a parent who is currently snowplowing their way through life. Let's raise a generation that is strong, adaptable, and ready for anything the road throws at them. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next episode.